Good morning. Today's date is August 19th, 2025. The time is 8:47. My name is Danny Barra, serving as your chairman today. My colleagues in today's panel are Mr. Tillis to my left, Mr. Freeman to my right. Panel today is at headquarters in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Would the staff please introduce yourself for the record?
Desmond Thompson, Brenda Williams.
All right. Mr. Ledet, would you please introduce yourself by stating your full name and DOC number for the record? I guess there wasn't very.
Well, this is one way they gotta bring the tray to different people.
Yeah. Introduce yourself. Tell me your name and DOC number.
Morning, Terrence Ledet, it's 5/11/33.
Mr. Ledet, would you please introduce yourself, take your full name and DOC number for the record?
Terrence Terrell Ledet, 55/11/33.
Thank you. All right, we already had a preliminary hearing in this case, and it was determined that you were not eligible for appointed counsel. Do you have a paper in front of you that you signed during that preliminary hearing process?
Yes, sir.
And that's your signature on the paper?
Yes, sir.
Okay, are you ready to proceed today?
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm going to read the violations, and I'm going to ask you to either plead guilty, not guilty, or not guilty with a statement. In other words, you'll have a chance to explain any plea that you make after we go through the initial violation.
Okay.
So first violation is number 4, that you failed to refrain from criminal activity on or about November 16th, 2024, when you committed battery of a dating partner, theft, simple battery, obstruction of justice. Subsequently, you were arrested by the New IBERIA Police Department and charged with those charges. These charges are pending in the 16 JDC, and the trial is set for September 3rd, 2025. How do you plead to that violation?
I no longer have 2 other charges, if I could state that.
You no longer have 2 of them?
Yes, sir.
One you do still have?
Battery of a dating partner by strangulation and simple battery.
All right. And I guess the question is, how do you plead to those violations?
Not guilty.
All right. With a statement, you want to explain why later?
Cause I didn't touch nobody.
Not now, later.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you that option to explain when Mr. Tillis takes over. And the second violation you have is that you failed to make any payments toward the financial obligations, resulting in an arrearage of $630. How do you plead to that one?
Guilty, but
Guilty. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and turn your case over to Mr. Tillis.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, well.
Yeah. For and against.
All right, Mr. Tillis is pointing out that we have
His girlfriend.
We have some
mother is
people-
out in his defense.
okay, we have Brandy Washington. Can we hear from Brandy?
Good morning.
Ms. Washington, you have something to tell us about this case?
Yes, sir. It was all a misunderstanding between me and Terrence that day. And I feel he shouldn't even be in there anymore.
Okay,
Did he push you across the room?
Sir,
Did he push you across the room?
it wasn't across the room. It wasn't a push. The way my house is set up, my floors is messed up. So now I basically trip over it. The
Okay.
rug that's coming up.
Daughter alive. Come on, answer the question.
Sir,
Are you calling your daughter a liar?
my daughter didn't write a statement
Oh,
to say
okay.
she's a liar.
all right, what about, him grabbing you by the throat, strangling you and throwing you to the couch?
He didn't grab me by my throat.
The police officer says that you told her that when she arrived at your house, and the officer advised that there were visible marks and scratches around your neck,
The
and those
scratches
marks and
didn't
scratches
come
were
from.
photographed.
I can say the scratches didn't come from him because he's incarcerated now, and I'm waking up with scratches in my neck as of now.
But you did tell the police that they were back then.
I
Right.
told her I didn't know where they came from
Okay, the police said you told them that he
because
did.
I have nails.
Okay. All right, just to let you know, the police said you told them he did it and that the scratches came from him and that they saw the visible scratches on your neck and documented it as like you told them then. So, got anything else you wanted to tell us?
No,
Oh, all right. We will next hear from Jacqueline Miller, who's in support, and this would be the offender's mother.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am, we hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, so that's my son, and broken or left wrist, and I can't maneuver. I'm 70 years old now, and he's the only one that I have that can help me. And so I just want this to just go away because I know I didn't raise my son like that, and I know Brandy came home every day, and we got along fine. And so when this came about, it hurt me to my heart because I don't feel like this all really. Uh, I don't know. It just looked like to me it got out of hand. I'm his mother, but I love my son just like any other parent love their children, and I'm not here to to say that I was there because I wasn't. I can't lie there because I wasn't there. But I just need him for myself to come home because I can't do nothing in my house. I'm on a lot of medication. I can't do too much of nothing. I can't really cook. That's why I have different people to come and take me to the doctor's offices and all the things that making grocery, and I can't really maneuver in my house because hello.
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah,
We hear you.
thank you.
Thank you for your help, your statement. The next person we have is Jackie Darby, the offender's aunt, who's on Zoom and in favor. Ms. Darby?
Yes, good morning.
Go ahead
Can
and
you
tell
hear
us
me?
what you have to tell us about Mr. Ledet.
Mr. Ledet is much needed at home. His mother need him, not just his mother, but his children as well, need him. I know he had some trouble in the past, but he's a young man, been trying to get his life together. And because of misunderstanding and wrong decisions, things got out of hand. But I believe he truly is learning from the mistakes that he's doing, and he's ready to be an asset to his mother, as well as to his children. And also he's willing to be an asset to help out at the church that his mother's attended. So, he is needed by his family.
All right, thank you for your input. That covers the people who are here in support. We have Ms. Cheyenne Wright, who is the supervising officer. Can we hear from Ms. Wright? Morning, Cheyenne.
Good morning.
Can you tell us a little bit about Mr. Ledet's behavior on supervision?
The reason, I mean, he wasn't on supervision long before getting arrested. And the only thing I was going off of was the actual police report. I submitted the body cam footage, and so there's that. And then it was just monetary obligations. So those were his two violations.
You did view the body cam footage?
Yes, sir.
And at that point, did the victim say that it was Mr. Ledet who did the?
Yes, absolutely. And the big thing was that they have a clip of the daughter when the officer is interviewing Miss Brandy, and the daughter's like clearly distraught about whatever had happened.
Could you see marks on that?
They have a photo that they submitted, and I sent that also. And it's just you could see like a discoloration in the skin of her throat, but that was the extent of that.
Thank you.
Appreciate you coming on.
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Ledet, would you,
Yes, sir.
you have your chance to tell us what your version of the story?
All right. On that day in particular, I was in Generate helping my mother, and she called me to come home, and she came pick me up. A little misunderstanding through by the phone, and it wasn't even no fight pursuit or nothing. It was just like I was trying to leave out the door. She got in front of the door, and that was that. I got out the house and took off on feet.
So everything that she told the cops was a lie?
Yeah, Myra wasn't not even in the vicinity of nothing that even took place. And I didn't even put my hand around her neck at all.
All right. And what about failing to pay your fee?
Well, I got hurt on the job August 30th. I came home July 20th. I got hurt on the job August 30th. And I was like the sole provider helping my mother plus her, and I wasn't able to after I was out of work from August 30th to the date of my arrest, and still under the doctor dealing with my eyes. I got acid in my eyes.
So the answer to the question is you did not pay any fees?
Oh no, sir, I was unable to.
Right, okay.
Mr. Ledet,
Yes, sir.
you and your girlfriend both said there was a misunderstanding. What was the misunderstanding?
It was some with the phone. I left out the room, and when I came back in the room, it was something about my phone. And still to this day, I don't even know what it really was. Like, me, to be honest with you.
Something with your phone?
Yeah, my phone was left on the bed. I went to the restroom, and I came back, and she was upset.
So I guess after all of that, the police reports say you guys got in a little tussle and stuff. So you just probably choked her a little bit or what?
No, sir, I didn't touch her at all. I just like put my arm on her shoulder and I moved out the way of the door and I left out. That was it.
And she called the police?
She didn't call the police. There was someone that was there.
They called the police?
Yes, sir.
Why do you think they called the police?
I have no knowledge, but at the time I didn't have no knowledge, but now I'm hearing that the girl didn't like me for some reason. I never did her nothing.
And her little girl didn't like you either or something? We're just trying to get to the truth. This morning.
No, it was her former friend.
I have no more questions.
have no question. I have no question either. So it's time to vote. Mr. Tillis, you first.
My vote is to revoke. These incidents happen and sometimes they escalate, and I don't know why. Sometimes people come back and tell a different story from the police report, but my vote today is to revoke.
Mr. Freeman?
I concur. I found him in violation of condition number 4. My vote is to revoke.
And I also vote to revoke based on violation of condition number 4 and number 10. And Mr. Ledet, today your parole has been revoked. This will conclude our business at IBERIA Parish Jail at 9:04.
All right, thank you, sir.
Can't hear me.
What's up?
Anybody talking on here?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay.
The Committee on Parole is called to order. Today's date is August 19th, 2025, and the time is 9:13 a.m. My name is Danny Barra, serving as your chairman today. My colleagues on today's panel are Mr. Tillis to my left and Mr. Freeman to my right. The panel is still here at headquarters, and our remote location is DeSoto Detention Center. Is there any staff in the room with you? Can you unmute? We can't hear you.
No, sir.
No staff? Okay. Then give us your name, full name, and DOC number for the record.
Don Pedro Wilson, DOC number 530-137.
Okay, I'm looking at your notice of preliminary hearing, and it was determined back then that you were not eligible for appointed counsel then. So that would mean you're not eligible for appointed counsel now. I'm going to go ahead and read a list of violations to you and ask you to tell me if you're guilty, not guilty, or guilty with a statement. Number 2 says that you failed to report to your parole officer for the month of February, March, April, May, June, and July of 2025. How do you plead to that violation?
Guilty. With a statement.
Okay. And number 3 says that you moved from your listed address and failed to provide your parole officer with a valid address where you could be contacted. You absconded supervision and a parole warrant was issued. How do you plead to that one?
Not guilty with a statement.
All right, and then on or about July 3rd, 2025, you got a ticket for speeding and driving under suspension. How do you plead to that one?
Guilty.
All right. You wanted to make a statement, so I'm gonna sign your case, so I'll go ahead and see it from here. What kind of statements you want to make in regard to number 2?
I had started a job, and my job consisted of me being gone away weeks and weeks at a time. That's why I wasn't at the address. Like, I never moved.
You never moved, you just wasn't staying at that address?
The job I had started, it consisted of me being gone weeks and weeks at a time. That's why I was never there. That's my address.
So did you make your parole officer known that?
No, I never contact. No, sir. I never made contact with her.
Do you see how that could be a problem?
Yes, sir.
If you were to get a break today, what would you do differently?
If I contact her, I let her know that I started employment and like what was going on with my situation.
All right.
As far as
anything else you want to say about number 2?
like I don't see how the February was my last February. That was the last time I went. I know for sure that it was the last time I went to court. I came March, but something had come up while I was in the parole office, so I had to leave. I remember I asked the woman, "Can I leave and come back?" But I never made it back. So in July, I don't see how I missed July. I was locked up the beginning of July.
Well,
I was
you didn't report. It's not really totally incorrect.
Yeah,
The whole point is about reporting, and you admit you didn't report, but your reason was that you were working.
Yes, sir.
Right.
I have wrote a letter to the board and to my parole officer.
I saw that. All right. You got enough about number 2 in there, I think. And then number 3, you moved from your address. You're saying you didn't move, right?
No, sir. I just started work.
Okay. And then speeding, you plead guilty to that.
Yes, sir.
Right. I'm looking. We have some people here in support of you.
Yes, sir.
Let's hear from Miss Lily Wilson first, cousin.
Yes.
Go ahead, Wilson, tell us what you have to tell us about Don.
Hold on. You can hear me?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, I feel like he should be released because he was trying to change his life around. He had got a job, and he also have a daughter at home waiting on him, and she called us every day about him. And like he really was trying to change his life around.
Well, thank you. Take that into consideration. We also have Miss Rayfield Wilson, a cousin.
Yes, sir. Mr. Rayfield Wilson.
Okay. I can't see you. Okay, go ahead and tell us what you got to tell us.
Yeah, that's my cousin. He's a good person, man. Like he been incarcerated like 12 years, and he came home on the right path, you know. And when he came home, I mean, while he was incarcerated, he kind of lost his dad and his mom. He been like around me like since he been home, and I can see him doing better. Okay, he probably did make some mistakes not going to see his PO and stuff like that. But at the same time, he was working, so he have a reason why. But I feel like he should have like reached out to her. But if y'all give him another chance, I feel like he'll do better and understand. You know, he's a good person. He ain't catch no new charges. Like he got a speed ticket, but that's not nothing. I feel like this serious should hold him back or nothing like that.
All right. Thank you for your input. Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, man.
All right. That's all the supporters we had here. We have no one here in opposition.
Jesse Baker. Employee. Jesse Baker.
He was maybe, yeah.
Oh, Jesse Baker. Okay. Is he Baker?
Excuse me. This Raphael was Jesse Baker is his boss. I just got off the phone with him. He's like working right now. He was trying to make it, but he couldn't. I guess he's kind of busy right now.
Okay.
That's his boss, his who he worked for.
And basically, what would Jesse have to tell us? That he's gonna give him a job if he gets out?
No, he have the job right now waiting on him. He's waiting on him to get released or whatever. He's waiting on him. That's basically what he was gonna tell y'all, that he worked for him. He was arrested when he was with his boss leaving the job. That's how
Okay,
he got arrested, with his boss.
all right.
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Wilson. If we were to let you go, would you report to your parole officer monthly?
Yes, sir.
No questions asked. You got the clear message now, right?
Yes, sir.
Not gonna be tolerated. You gotta report.
Yes, sir.
That means you actually talk to the officer, see the officer, fill out your report. You don't just go to office and say, I'm leaving, I can't stay.
Yes, sir.
Your boss obviously is gonna understand that need to do that too, so he ought to help you out with that. All right, I have no questions. Does anybody have any questions?
I don't have a question.
All right, I'm gonna be the one to cast the first vote, so I'm gonna go ahead and vote to reinstate your parole, give you another chance in order that you follow all the conditions of parole, including the reporting monthly.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Tillis?
My vote is do not revoke.
Thank you.
Mr.
My vote is to do not revoke, reprimand, and continue on supervision.
All right. Mr. Wilson, your parole is gonna be reinstated and you're gonna be continued on supervision. And remember, reporting couldn't get you in jail.
Yes, sir. Thank you all.
Good luck to you. This concludes our business in DeSoto Parish at 9:21 a.m.
All right, my boy.
All right, come get me.
Committee on Parole is called to order. Today's date is August 19th, 2025. My name is Danny Barra, serving as your chairman today. My colleagues on today's panel are Mr. Tillis to my left and Mr. Freeman to my right. Today's panel is at headquarters in Baton Rouge, and our remote location is the Louisiana Transition Center. Would staff at the Transition Center please introduce themselves for the record?
April Cootie, Program Director.
Thank you. And we have a hearing on Ms. Hopkins. Ms. Hopkins, would you please give us your full name and DOC number? For the record?
This is Miss CAZELOT. I'll get Miss Hopkins. I'm sorry. Teresa.
Okay.
I saw CAZELOT as next. I'm sorry.
All right, no problem.
It's a quick fix.
Okay, good.
All right, have a seat.
Ms. Hopkins?
How y'all doing?
All right, would you please give us your full name and DOC number for the record?
Teresa Marie Hopkins, 499-862.
All right. I'm gonna give you a brief explanation of the process. First, I'm gonna read some information into the record and ask you to verify it. And we're gonna give you a chance to speak. And we ask you to tell us what caused your incarceration and why you should be released. We'll ask for information from the warden or the facility people to speak. And then we'll allow comments from supporters and opposition. And then we'll conduct a parole interview.
You can scoot up.
So today we have for parole consideration Teresa Hopkins, whose DOC number 499862, who's a second felony offender who was convicted of manslaughter on May 20th, 2013 and sentenced to serve 35 years in St. Tammany Parish. You have a parole eligibility date of November 26, 25. You have a good time date of March 25th, 34, and a full term date of June 20th, 40. Does that information sound correct to you?
Yes, sir.
All right, well, go ahead and tell us, what did you do to get yourself in jail, and why do you think now would be a good time to release you?
I was at a drug house, and a lady somebody got killed, and I was there, and they said I had a part in it. They say I had gave them the murder weapon to kill the lady.
Did you?
Yes, sir, I did.
Okay. Anything else you want to tell us?
That's all, sir.
She gave the murder weapon or the precinct, that's what she was into.
All right. I don't see that you have any attorney present to speak for you. Can you have the warden or the jail staff to tell us how you've been while you're incarcerated?
I'm April Cootie. I'm the Program Director. I have had Teresa here with me since 2013. She hadn't been a problem. She's taken every class that she's been able to take. Just works, she gets a job on compound and works. And she has tried hard to better herself with classes and anything that we've asked of her.
Thank you. I see we have in support Ivy Mathis with a reentry specialist. Ms.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Good morning, board members. My name is Ivy Mathis, and I am a reentry transitional specialist with VOTE, which stands for Voice of the Experienced. We have a transitional home that we are willing to take Miss Hopkins in as a client, where she will have all the necessary benefits and resources to help her get acclimated. We offer 6 months up to a year, depending on each case. We do know that every case is different. Everyone acclimates differently. I will work closely with Cornerstone Builder Program, Catholic Charity, set up with a bank account, driver's license, teacher processing freedom, debit card, all of the things that she will need, and also get her additional help if she needs it once her assessment is done, should she be successful today at this hearing.
Thank you very much. All right, that's the only person that we had here in support. We have several people here in opposition, and I'm gonna go ahead and list them. We have Miss Regina Spencer, the victim's cousin, who's opposed but not speaking. We have Keith Ford, victim's cousin, who's opposed but not speaking. We have Cedric Robertson, the victim's nephew, opposed but not speaking. We have Antoinette Redmond, victim's cousin, opposed but not speaking. We have Jeffrey Edwards, the victim's son-in-law, opposed but not speaking. And we have Thomas McMillan, victim's friend, who's opposed but not speaking. We have Denzel Poulsen, the victim's son, who would like to speak, and would ask him to go to the podium now. Take your time.
Some of them are when I try to look at this and I try to get it. I don't know what was that. My mom was I had no father. Just me and my mom. And in the most early days of my life, you stole the most important person to me. And I had to grow up so confused, so lost, so hurt, until everything is never here. To know that you're a mother who was only around you to give you all the shit off with me. I don't care if you say she was my mother. My mom would do everything for me and my son. And the hardest I was the sweetest living of the family. And you took the most precious gift. And because of it, I'm knowing that son. I want you to understand what's happened since. My older brother, which is found, had to identify my mother in both groups as it being left out of the LTCW. Body changing color. Imagine what that does to a 19-year-old kid trying to transition with being a mom. 7-year-old boy is trying to recover. We never recovered. My brother has now, just speaking of this in my head, has been up and down through drug decision also. So he is emotionally, mentally lost. Because he cannot detach from looking at his mother in the state what you call it. My girl is good behavior, and she did this, and she did classes. And great, but my mom didn't have an option to take the class with her. My mom didn't have an option of life. It was snow. And because of Katrina, we didn't even get fair justice. So I asked, without being too long with it, and me myself not having to see my mother, being able to be one, take our name and do something greater, becoming a Togo captain in the ship channel, right? I dedicated myself to being the strong point of this family because of the strongest thing. So when you consider this, I want you to consider this, please. No amount of time can account for taking another person's life. 30 years, 35 years, somebody who was just innocent, no criminal background. Then when in trouble, wanted to love everybody around them, stole their blessings from everyone that was talking about. So, we talked about freedom. Where's my mom? What was her chance? What was her opportunity? Why can't she be up here thinking about herself? Not because it was woman everything.
Thank you. We also have Shalonda McIntosh, victim's sister, who will speak.
I'm also a life woman. And the loss of my sister over the last 20 years has been unbearable. And I thought that I was over it. And I thought that I could heal from it and move on. But as this case has reclaimed or came upon again, I'm not over it. I'm trying to forgive, but I can't. For her to sit, for the offender to sit and claim that she had nothing to do with what happened to my sister is very, very unbelievable. The case, the evidence was lost, so we can't really prove what hand that she had in it. But she had enough hand in it to take my sister away from us. My sister was loving, and regardless of what was in the case, she was a loving person, would give the shirt off her back. And I just don't feel as if Teresa has presented enough remorse that I'm seeing on this screen to be released back into this community. She's smiling, and I don't see anything right now worth smiling about. This is my sister, this is a family member, and we will never get back again. She has grandchildren that she never met. Nieces and nephews and cousins. You name it. She would have been a pillar to them. And people go through things in life, drugs, whatever. Everybody in this courtroom has a family member that has been in a situation where they didn't want to be. That does not give anybody the right to take a life. For that reason and that reason, only I wish and I will hope that you guys make a decision that she stay in there and do the rest of her time. I'm not going to be long-winded, but I thank you for hearing me.
You will. All right. We also have Latanya McMillan.
Thank you guys for hearing me today. I grew up down the street from Miss Tina. That's what we called her in the neighborhood, Miss Tina. Miss Tina had the house in the corner that was custom built with custom drapes. And you took your shoes off when you went in her house. Miss Tina had the shirt away that said Mighty Mike's mom. And she ran up and down the sidelines every son's football game when he played Little League. She loved Denzel. He was her pride and joy. And she was also Like Giselle stated, all they had. She was the mother and the father. And she was the only one that could keep her son Mike in line. And I'm here to tell you that since she has left that spiral, and it is a direct result of this incident. He has a little girl that looks just like his mother. He has to look her in the face, see his mother every time he sees that child. Taking her away didn't just end her life, it ended his in a way too. It took away Mighty Mike's mom. It took away little Denzel's mom. It took away our Miss Tina, the teen mom, the biggest cheerleader at the Little League field, the woman with the big smile and the loud voice that was small in stature, but big in personality. It took it away. And I came here today not knowing how I felt about this person being released, because I understand that 20 years is a long time. And I believe in forgiveness and I believe in reform, all those things. But what I did not hear her say one time was that she was sorry. Not once. In her opening statement, she said she admitted that she gave the weapons. She never said that she was sorry. She begged for the person to come over. She coached them on the years that she started the program. It all sounds very rehearsed, but even in her rehearsal, she couldn't rehearse that she was sorry. And for that, I hope that you guys will find that she has no remorse. And until she be remorseful, there will be no justice, no real justice anyway. And the only thing that you guys can do to help ensure that there is legal justice is to keep her behind this bar. If she's in St. Tammany Parish, her family members will come and see her and visit her if they care enough to. We can't go see Miss Nina again. She got a ring on her finger, she's probably married. Miss Nina can't live that life. She'll never see her son get married. Her family can still go see her in St. Tammany Parish. And until she can find remorse, she needs to stay right there. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, that's the end of the people who wish to testify. We also have opposition, though, from the district attorney's office, from the sheriff's office, and from the attorney general's office. So I'm going to begin the questioning, and I have one of the same questions that I think the victim's family has. In the beginning, you told us that you provided the weapon, and that was the extent of it. However, in some of the reports that I've read, it says that you eventually admitted that you did it, that you were the one who did it. So did you do it or did you not do it? That's the question.
Yes, sir, I did. I did, sir.
Okay. That was the only question I had. Anybody else have a question?
How old were you when this happened?
24, sir.
And how much treatment have you had since you've been?
I had a lot of treatment since I've been in jail, the whole 20 years. I've been
Okay.
in a lot of classes.
Substance abuse?
I've been in substance abuse. I've been in Celebrate Recovery. I was in reentry. I was in forklifting. I was in OSHA safety trade and money management. No, sir. No, ma'am.
Are you taking any classes right now?
Yes, sir.
Which one are you in?
GED, sir.
Okay, how much longer you got on your GED?
I don't know, sir.
Can I speak on the GED for just a second?
Sure.
Sure.
she has been in GED in adult ed since she got here. When she got here, she could barely read or write. We started off with Hooked on Phonics. So now she has progressed. She has taken the high set before, but did not pass. Just the fact that she was able to read it well enough to take it was monumental to us. She did complete the literacy portion. As far as getting the high set, she may have plateaued where she's at, but she is functional now from where she was.
All right, mention of where did you get the iron? The iron was just laying around. You had the iron with you. Where did it
It
come
was
from?
just laying around, sir.
And the knife came from the kitchen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I have no further questions.
Were you doing drugs at the time?
Yes, sir.
How long had you been on drugs?
I was on the drugs from 21 to 24.
Okay.
What was the fight about?
It was about money.
All right. Any more questions?
No.
All right, all the questions have been asked. It's time to vote. So I'm assigned the case. I'm gonna vote first. And I am gonna vote to deny parole based on the violent nature of the crime, the family opposition, law enforcement opposition, and lack of remorse. Mr. Freeman.
Okay, you're doing well. You're picking up some stuff. You need to keep working on your GED. You just need to do more time. I mean, 20 years for taking a person's life is just, it's not enough at this time, but I do want you to keep your head up and keep doing well. But my vote today is to deny.
Mr. Tillis?
My vote is also to deny, and you're doing well. Keep doing what you need to do. And I do see a little remorsefulness in it with you, but keep trying.
All right, Ms. Hopkins, today your parole has been denied. This concludes our business with Ms. Hopkins at the Transition Center.
Mute. Hey, can you hear me now? Now I have it unmuted. Hello? Can you? Come sit my head down so she can see you. See, she can see you like she sees me.
We ready? Committee on Parole is called to order. Today's date is August 19th, 2025. My name is Danny Barra, serving as your chairman today. My colleagues on today's panel are Mr. Tillis to my left, Mr. Freeman to my right. We're still at Baton Rouge headquarters, and our remote location is LA Transition Center. We have a hearing today on Mary CAZELOT. Would you please introduce yourself by stating your full name and DOC number for the record?
My name is Mary Elizabeth Kasalot. My DOC number is 786727.
All right, I'm going to give you a brief explanation of the process. First, I'm going to go over some information and ask you to verify it. Then we'll give you a chance to speak and tell us what you did, why you think you should be released early. We're going to ask the jail facility to give us some input about your behavior. And then we'll take public comments and opposition comments. And then we'll conduct a parole interview.
Yes, sir.
So today we have for parole consideration, Mary CAZELOT, DOC number 786727, who is a first felony offender who was convicted of hit and run driving. And on February 10th, 2025, was sentenced to serve 7 years hard labor in Avals Parish. Your parole eligibility date is June 1st, 2025. Your good time date is February 13th, 2026. Your full term date is September 1st, 2030. Does that information sound correct to you, Ms. Calvin?
Yes, sir.
All right. Good question is, what did you do to get yourself in trouble, and why do you think we should let you go early?
I hit somebody that was in the road, and I left the scene, and I turned myself in later that day. But I really realized what I took for granted out there, and I'm a changed person, and I'm ready to go home to my family and be a different person than I was before, because I took a lot of stuff for granted out there.
Just Steph, do y'all have anything input to add to Ms. CAZELOT?
Ms. Kasalot, she's in my Living in Balance class. She's taken phase 1 and phase 2, and she came and she's applied herself. She's taken accountability. She talks a lot about her mistakes that she's done. And I think she's changed a lot. She don't have any write-ups. She hasn't missed any days of class. And that's about it.
All right. We do have some people here in support on Zoom who would like to speak. So we're going to start with Kathy CAZELOT, sister-in-law. Go ahead, Kathy.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we hear you.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, my wife actually went in the dentist appointment she had today, but this is her brother, Damon CAZELOT, full name Albert Damon CAZELOT. Yeah, I was just hoping that that she could get released, man, and get back with her kids and my mom and try to get her life back on track. She had a little off railment for a little while, and I mean, everybody makes mistakes, and hopefully she's learned from her mistake, and I think she has from speaking with her from time to time. I'm just hoping y'all give her a little leniency and let her come home, man.
Thank you for your input. Okay, so you were the second person on the list. We also have Betty CAZELOT, your mother, who would like to speak. Go ahead, Ms. Betty.
Yes, sir. I'm her mother. I have custody of her minor children. Still, can you hear me?
Yes.
I have custody of her minor children. Mary, like my son said, you know, she got off path. I don't have to tell you, so many do that today. But I feel like she has straightened her life up. She's ready to come home to her 2 minor children and her elderly parents. And I would appreciate very much if you would consider early release for her.
Thank you. All right. We also have opposition. We have Paula Dibble, the stepmother of the victim, who's opposed at headquarters but not speaking. We also have Holly Bass, victim's niece, who's opposed at headquarters but not speaking. And we have Sierra Dibble, the victim's daughter, who is opposed at headquarters and would like to speak.
Honorable members of the board, my name is Sierra Dibble, last name inherited from my father, James Dwayne Dibble Jr. A man brutally murdered on September 3rd, 2023, by the person is here in his form, Mary Elizabeth Casalot, not a person, but a murderer. I want one specific thing to be clear in the statement. The fact that even the simple thought of this murder, this cold and calculating monster, walking freely among innocent people, fills me and my family with unspeakable fear and anguish. Her release will not only reopen deep and unhealed wounds, but can cause shockwaves of terror to people in my hometown, of my home parish, and any other place that the news of my murder of my father has reached. She is a predator who is responsible for brutally killing of my father by running him over as if he were nothing but a piece of trash. But he wasn't. Dwayne Dibble was a son, a brother, an uncle, a friend, and a cousin. He was somebody's baby. He is my father. My father, who was taken away from me as if the hands of this murder were the hands of God. He will never get to celebrate another holiday or another birthday. He will never be able to see me become a nurse. He will never get to work out. He will never get to walk me down all my wedding days, and he will never be able to meet his grandchildren when the time comes. He will never get to know the simple pleasure of even a breath ever again. Releasing this monster is a threat to my family, a threat to my town, a threat to any neighborhood, community, or singular person that crosses paths with her. She is a proven danger to society, and to allow her back into it would be a reckless and irrevocable mistake. I say to you again, this woman murdered my father, murdered a human being as if my father was some bug squash that didn't warrant her conscience. Granted, parole would not only fail to serve justice, it would dishonor my father. It would send a message that a life could be taken and distorted so easily with nothing but a short stay in a prison cell to some hotel getaway. Granted, parole suggests that the offender has shown remorse or rehabilitation, but how can true remorse exist in the shadow of such a cold, calculated, disgusting act? On behalf of myself, my family, my community, I strongly urge you to deny parole. Please consider the irreversible damage done to us and anyone that knew and loved my father, and the deliberate cruelty involved in this crime. This murderer should serve the full sentence imposed, not only because justice demands it, but because the safety and moral integrity of our community depends on it. I say this one last time. This woman, Mary Elizabeth Casalot, brutally murdered my father, and she deserves nothing but a cell. Thank you for your kind consideration.
Thank you. All right, we also have Mr. James Dibble, the victim's father, who would like to speak.
Morning, Bill.
Good morning.
My name is James Dibble. And the really bad part about this whole situation is I'm a police officer. I listened to this whole thing as it was unfolding. I knew it was what we call signal 20F, the fatality in a crash. Okay. I listened to the whole thing, but I didn't know it was my son. I was sitting there praying because I'm from Simsport. I don't live there anymore, but I was praying for these people, whoever they were. And then it wound up being my son. It just ran over and crushed his head and just kept on going like he's a piece of trash. It upset me so bad I didn't sleep for 2 weeks. My wife took me to the doctor, and I still take medication right now to sleep. I don't sleep. You know, I do a lot of thinking, and it's very hard. And as far as the defendant, I was the chief of police in Simsport for 8 years as she was growing up. And she's kin to me. That's a part of our family. And I don't know, she was always in trouble. Ever since she was a teenager. No felonies, but she was always in trouble. And I'm not gonna hold y'all up. I'm not gonna say a whole lot more. I would ask that she can't come back to a Falls Parish, especially Simsport, because I have grandkids there. My daughter's there. My great grandkids are there, and I don't want her around. So I would like for y'all to take into consideration to deny it. Thank you.
All right. We also have position from the district attorney's office, the sheriff's office, and the attorney general's office. The case has been assigned to Mr. Tillis, so he's gonna ask you some questions and he's gonna be the one to cast the first vote. Mr. Tillis?
Morning. I read through your case several times and I don't have any questions.
Mr. Freeman?
Were you intoxicated at the time?
I was on methamphetamines.
Methamphetamine?
Yes, sir.
You didn't realize you hit him?
Yes, sir. I knew I hit somebody and I just panicked because my license was suspended and I panicked and I left the scene and I went home and I woke my kids up to tell them that I was gonna go to jail and then I called the cops to come and get me.
That's a question for you. Okay. Did you try to hide the car?
I did put my car somewhere until my kids could wake up and I could tell them what happened and get ready to go because I knew I was gonna go to jail.
You tried to wash it? And...
No, sir, I did not.
Okay. You knew you ran over somebody?
Yes, sir.
All right. I have no questions.
I have more.
All right, it's time to vote. Mr. Tillis?
Due to strong law enforcement, my vote's going to be to deny.
Mr. Freeman?
Due to law enforcement and victim opposition, my vote is to deny.
And I also vote to deny based on victim opposition, law enforcement opposition. So, Ms. Kasalot, today your parole has been denied. And this would conclude our business with you today at 10:19 a.m.
All right.
Jeez, my parents are still.
Committee on Parole is called to order. Today's date is August 19th, 2025. My name is Danny Barra, serving as your chairman today, and my colleagues on today's panel are Mr. Tillis to my left and Mr. Freeman to my right. Panel is located at Baton Rouge headquarters, and our remote location is the Louisiana Transition Center. We're dealing with a case on Ms. Miller. Ms. Miller, would you please introduce yourself by stating your full name and DOC number for the record?
Mariah Miller, DOC 767158.
All right, I'm going to give you a brief explanation of the process. I'm going to read some information into the record, ask you to verify. Then I'm going to give you a chance to speak and tell us what you did to get in trouble and why you think it's time for us to release you. We're going to ask for input from the facility on your behavior and conduct. And we'll allow comments, which we don't have any today. And then we'll conduct the interview. So let's begin. Today we have for parole consideration, Mariah Miller, DOC number 767158, who's a first felony offender who's convicted of human trafficking on May 27th, 2022, and was sentenced to 10 years hard labor in Calcasieu Parish. You have a parole eligibility date of July 23rd, 22, a good time date, which is not eligible, and a full term date of March 24th, 2029. Do those numbers and information sound correct to you?
Yes, sir.
All right. So tell us, what did you do to get yourself into this kind of trouble, and why do you think we should let you go? Two questions.
I was using drugs at the time, and I was hanging around dudes that I thought were my friends, and obviously that wasn't. And at that time, I just wasn't thinking. But now that I done been in jail 6 years, I have something to tell, a letter to read to you. It says, I was arrested on March 24, 2019 for human trafficking. I was 24 years old at the time of my life. I was using drugs and following the crowd I wanted, desperately to impress. Due to my life experience at the time, I did not have a good role models to teach me a better way of life. In my 6 years of incarceration, I have learned that there are better paths in life, starting with the environments and crowds I choose to surround myself with. I no longer indulge to start life in popular music. I want to better for myself and my child. I am determined to be the role model I did not have for my child and others. I have goals of getting my GED and going to college to become a cosmetologist. I have goals of using my cosmetology degree to gain employment and aspire and create a better life for myself, my child. I want to show my child through the actions that you can overcome difficult life circumstances and create a better life for yourself and accomplish any goal you set for yourself, or if you put your hard work to do so. But the last time I came in front of the board, I was recommended classes, and I wanted to just let you know I got all my classes that I was recommended, and I have not been in trouble since December 15, 2022, when I was in front of the board last time.
All right. Jail staff, do y'all have any input on Ms. Miller?
She has excuse me, she's participating in classes with no issue. Signed up for anything she could. No discipline problems. Just trying to do what she was asked from the board.
We don't have anybody wanting to speak in support or in opposition, but we do have law enforcement opposition. We have strong opposition from the judge. We have strong opposition from the DA. We have opposition from the sheriff. We have strong opposition from the chief of police, and we have opposition from the attorney general office. Your case has been assigned to Mr. Tillis, who's going to ask you some questions, and he'll be the one that casts the first vote.
Good morning, Bill. How are you?
I'm okay.
How long have you said you spent 6 years incarcerated?
Yes, sir.
And you've taken all the classes that the previous board asked you to take?
Yes, sir. And even another one that wasn't part of the board, I still took it. anything I was able to get in, I got in it because I wanted to show that I was trying to be a better person. I was trying to do it as I was told and just trying to do what was best for me.
I see. You said you were trying to impress some of your friends. You got involved. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, I was hanging around some dudes and I was using drugs and I was just doing anything that I could do just to make myself maybe like I guess try to have a name or like I'm just this, that, and other. But as I realized as I sat in jail, like that's not the route that I should have went by. I should have been a better person because I had a child. I should have been a better mother than I was. But as I was sitting here this 6 years, I feel like I'm a changed woman. Like I can I take responsibility of my actions that I did wrong.
What did you do? What were you doing to impress them?
I was hanging with a dude and they had a girl with them, but I never knew who she was. And they would come around with me to like come meet me and they would have her with her. But when I got arrested, she was at my hotel with them. And when we all got arrested, we come to find out she was underage. So they had an underage girl around and I was escorting out, which I was doing stuff that I shouldn't have been doing at the time, but I was just living a fast life and I was very young and I didn't have the right guidance. I didn't have nobody to teach me the correct way to be. So I was just wild. You know, I didn't have rules. I didn't have to respect nobody because they didn't teach me nothing. They were just, so I had raised myself basically. But yeah.
I see. Thank you. I have no more questions.
So what exactly was your role in the trafficking? You were just with her or were you
I was
finding her
I was
being-
with the dudes. I was with the dudes and I just went down with them. I didn't have no, like, in my motion discovery, when I got my evidence and stuff, the little girl wrote a statement saying that I didn't do anything to her. I didn't harm her. I didn't do anything. It was most of the guys were what they was doing, she had, but I was just there. So I got involved in it.
And you couldn't realize she was 14?
Not at all.
Not at all. Okay. I have no further.
And you're the one who introduced her to the guy?
No, they introduced me to her.
Okay. All right, well, I don't have any questions.
I would like to ask for an executive
Executive session. I second.
All right. We make a move. for executive?
Yes.
Danny Barrow,
Yes.
Chucky Tip.
Yes.
To come back out of executive session?
I second. Ms. Miller, I have a question for you. I see where you were granted in 2022. Why were you not released? You didn't have a residence or what?
No, first I had to complete the classes, all the classes that they recommended me to complete.
Again. Her
And-
grant sheet shows it was a conditional release.
Yes, ma'am.
In order to, she must complete sex offender treatment, substance abuse, beyond trauma. Upon release, report to day reporting center and enroll in GED program. So
Right.
it's conditional.
Did she complete the sex offender treatment now? All 4 phases?
She did.
She did. Okay.
She
that's
did.
what- Okay, thank you.
Well, did she complete everything that was asked that you just read out?
I'm looking, there's
She
sex
did.
offender treatment, beyond trauma, reentry, as well as risk management.
She did living in balance.
And she did living in balance.
Phase 1 and 2.
So yes, she has done, along
Everything there.
with this, she has also done substance abuse.
Right. She probably couldn't have got everything done in 6 months. That's why.
No,
she
no,
wasn't-
the substance abuse, I mean, the sex offender treatment is a year.
Correct. Correct. Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Ms. Miller, if released, where do you plan to live?
I'm going to my auntie house. I was, before I got it where I was doing bad, I was with my auntie, but I decided, so she's sick right now. She want me to come stay with her. She's home alone. And I was gonna go to her house.
Where is it?
In Lake Charles, Louisiana.
Yeah.
And what about your daughter?
I gotta get myself together first. I'm not just gonna go. I gotta get my head, give me a job, go enroll for GED, get that taken care of, try to get me a job somewhere.
Where's your daughter?
My daughter's with her dad. She's been with her dad since she was 6 months.
Okay, more questions?
And I'm a register. I'm gonna have to register. I'm gonna have to go to my parole officer and do that too.
Yeah,
What about the $100 pre-release? I don't see that completed.
She's
I got
completed.
it. I got the certificate right here.
She completed.
It's
Completed?
completed.
All right.
Yes.
Okay, now we're ready to vote.
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Tillis, you first.
Since you've complied with everything they've asked you to do, my vote today is gonna be to grant.
Thank you so much.
My vote is gonna be the same. You've done all the conditions that they asked you to do. Hopefully that you learn your lesson and you'll head down the right road and become a great mother. So,
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
I'm gonna also vote to grant conditional on the approval of a residence. I don't want them to just release you to the street. You gotta have an approved residence
Yes, sir.
or you can get out.
I gave it to
It has to be investigated by probation and parole, make sure not around a daycare, a school and all that other stuff.
yes,
So
sir.
if there's a problem, then you would have to find another one, but you can't get released until you have an approved residence. I don't want you going back to the superintendent.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Thank you so much.
So what this means is today your parole has been granted conditionally. Good luck to you.
Thank you. Thank y'all.
The Committee on Parole is called to order. Today's date is August 19th, 2025. My name is Danny Barra, serving as your chairman today, and my colleagues on today's panel are Mr. Tillis to my left, Mr. Freeman to my right. We're still at Baton Rouge headquarters, and our remote location has changed to LCIW. Would the staff there please introduce themselves for the record?
Morgan LeBlanc, Deputy Warden.
Tara P., ARDC Manager. Afton Gaddy, ARDC Supervisor.
Juan Harris, Lieutenant on A shift.
Thank you. Ms. Large, would you please introduce yourself and state your full name and DOC number for the record?
My name is EILEENANN LARGE and my DOC number is 790550.
All right. I'm going to give you a brief explanation of the process. I'm going to read some information and ask you to verify it, and we'll give you a chance to speak. Tell us what you did to get yourself in trouble and why you think you deserve to be released. Then we're going to ask input from the staff there, and then we're going to, do we have any comments? Anybody?
Nobody.
We have nobody speaking. Other than that, then we'll conduct the interview. So let's begin. Today, we have for parole consideration EILEENANN Large, DOC number 790550, who's a second felony offender who was convicted of identity theft, possession of Schedule II meth, identity theft, and identity theft over 1,000. And on July 25th, 2024, was sentenced to serve 6 years total in Calcasieu Parish. Parole eligibility date is September 11th, 2025. They got a good time date on April 17th, 2026, less than a year away. And your full term date is March 11th, 2030. Does that information sound correct to you?
Yes, sir.
All right. So the question is, what did you do to get yourself in trouble, and why do you think we should let you go? 2 questions.
I was in my addiction. I hacked and stole different identities. I'm no longer on any drugs. I've completed some different programs at the last jail that I was in. I also, once I'm released, I want to work with either Baton Rouge or Lake Charles with their cyber division as far as hacking goes. So I was asked from the district attorney when I was prosecuted if I would work with them and show them how to do that stuff or how that stuff is being done. And I agreed to that. That's what I want to do. I believe that I've changed. I no longer have I don't want to do anything remotely close to any of that stuff that I was doing. It was something that I should have never done. I put myself and my daughter in a lot of unwanted and stupid stuff. I shouldn't have done it. And I apologize. I should have never done any of that.
All right. Deputy Warden, do you have any input for her behavior there and classes?
Well, she's been with us just a short amount of time. She got to us from the local level about 2 months ago. So, currently she is in a few classes. She hasn't completed those. Since her time here, she has not had any write-ups, and she indicated that she didn't have any write-ups at the previous facility. She is a low-risk learner, but she does have a high needs score. She did have some underlying medical issues that she'll need some follow-up care with cardiology upon her release. But she's been with us just 2 months, so we don't have a whole lot of information other than that on her at this time.
Has she completed the 100-hour pre-release course?
She was in the process before before coming here. So she completed the first half, and she only had 3 classes to complete the second half.
And y'all can do that there?
Right, yes, we can do that here.
And how much good time does that give her? Do you know about?
Currently, how many for that class pre-release? 120 to complete.
120 days off, so that pretty much put her out when she gets
Right.
a class is done. Okay, thank you, Warden.
Okay.
We have nobody speaking in support or opposition, but we do have strong opposition from the district attorney's office who wrote a letter. We have opposition from the sheriff's office, and we have opposition from the attorney general. So we do have law enforcement opposition. The case has been assigned to me. So I'm going to ask the first question, and I'm going to be the one to cast the first vote. And my question, which I think you might have partially answered already, why were you stealing so many identities and so much mail? Was it about drugs or was it about the money?
It was drugs. I was on drugs.
Okay. And that's the only question I had. Does anybody
Okay,
else have
I
a
got
question?
some. What is your sobriety plan upon release?
I intend to go to a transitional housing. I've been working with a specialist from reentry to secure that. And I'm also going to attend drug and alcohol NA meetings that I've been currently doing when I was in Tallulah. And I intend on having a sponsor and keeping up with all of that and going into not like outpatient treatment.
Thank you.
No, but I want to tell you second.
All right, I'll make a second.
That motion.
Yes.
P3.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
When to executive session.
All right, we make a motion to come back out of executive session.
I second.
All right, we're ready to vote. Mr. Freeman's going to vote first.
Okay, like I say, you get out in 8 months regardless, with one way or the other. So what I'm gonna do today is grant conditionally upon completion of the mandatory classes.
Mr. Tillis?
My vote's going to be to grant also, and with conditions of, you did say you were going to work with the DA.
Yes.
And you've lined that up?
Yes, I'm supposed to contact either my attorney, which is Dustin Abshire, or I can contact Lake Charles Police Department and speak with them, but that's definitely what I want to do. I know that they had a lot of questions before I took my time on how things were done that they weren't able to figure out. And my judge told me I was a genius mastermind with numbers and that I should do something with accounting, and where I needed to, sit down with them and work for them. And that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do.
Thank you.
All right, and I'm gonna go ahead and vote to grant two with the same conditions imposed by Mr. Freeman and Mr. Tillis. So today, your parole has been granted conditionally to complete your programs, and this will conclude our business at LCIW at 11:05 a.m.
Thank you.
paper.
Today's date is August 19th. Parole Committee on Parole is called back to order. My name is Danny Barra, serving as your chairman today. My colleagues on today's panel are Mr. Tillis and Mr. Freeman. Panel still at headquarters in Baton Rouge, and our remote location is the LaFouche Parish Jail. Is there any staff from LaFouche in the room with you?
1 second.
How you doing? Could you please introduce yourself for the
Hi.
record?
I am Deputy Jennifer Exnicious. Oh, are you talking about him?
No, I was asking you.
Okay. I'm
Right,
with the LaFouche Parish Sheriff's Office.
LaFouche Parish Jail, right?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Fonseca, would you please state your full name and DOC number for the record?
William Fonseca, 629-535.
All right. I see that when you had your preliminary hearing, they initially determined that you were not eligible for, or that you were not eligible for appointed counsel. However, at the end of the hearing, y'all started talking about mental health diagnosis and bipolar. So I want to revisit that again. Are you currently on any mental health medication, and are you currently under a diagnosis of bipolar?
I'm waiting on to see the doctor on the screen. I don't know how long that could take. I'm not on any medication right now in the facility. No, sir.
All right. Do you understand? You understand what's going on here today, the nature of these proceedings?
No, sir. I didn't understand when my parole officer came to me and explained what was going on. I didn't understand. But talking to somebody, I would like to defer.
Okay. All right. Well,
So could you ask for this here? And I thought you had. Okay.
all right. Based on
I didn't know.
what
I
you,
didn't know. I didn't
Yeah,
understand
gotcha.
what was going
based
on.
on what you
Yes,
what you telling me now, you saying you want to defer until the outcome of the pending charges?
Yes, sir. I'm currently trying. The facility is working with me, trying to get me to a 3.1 program for parole offenders. It goes through Fairview. It's a 3.1 program, and it's extensive treatment.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and grant your request, and we're going to continue this hearing and defer till the outcome of your pending charges.
Sir, sorry to interrupt. You said I was denied counsel. Can you explain that to me, please? My brain don't work like that.
Found not eligible at the beginning of the hearing, but then once you introduce the fact of the mental health diagnosis, that changes the situation. So that's why we're not going to go ahead with this hearing right now and let you come back again after the outcome of the charges with your.
And if you're given appointed counsel in court and they find out that you need appointed counsel, we will have to redo this hearing. The hearing had on you will have to be redone if you're eligible for appointed counsel.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
All right.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you. This will conclude our business with Mr. Fonseca at LaFouche Parish Jail at 11:20 a.m. with a continuance. All right, the Committee on Parole is called to order. Today's date is August 19th, 2025. My name is Danny Barra, serving as your chairman today, and my colleagues on the panel are Mr. Tillis to my left, Mr. Freeman to my right. The panel today is at headquarters in Baton Rouge, and our remote location is the CADDO Correctional Center. We're here to do a hearing on Mr. Colletta. Mr. Colletta, would you please state your full name and DOC number for the record? Stand.
Samuel Salvador Colletta, DOC number 1995-39.
Thank you. I see that you have appointed counsel with you.
Yes, sir.
All right. So we're going to go right on into the violations and ask you, what I'm going to ask you to do is to plead guilty, not guilty, or with a statement. So you can say, I'm guilty, but I want to make a statement about it. I'm not guilty, and I also want to make a statement. You can also have your attorney handle that for you if you like.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir.
I'm Aaron Brainerd. I was appointed for Mr. Colletta by the Caddo Parish District Judge, Chief Judge Ramona Emanuel, pursuant to a request by DPS to help him in these proceedings, the preliminary hearing and this one. So for purposes of the allegations, he would like to plead not guilty and give a statement.
All right.
And
all violations, all of them?
Yes, sir.
Okay, not guilty to all violations. All right, and he wants to give a statement, Mr. Freeman?
Okay, sir, let me talk to you first. I see where a condition was added on. Were you there at the preliminary hearing? At the jail?
We both were, sir.
Okay, so you were there when they added the condition about the him making a threat toward police officers.
Well,
okay.
and I would say this about that. I didn't know that they were nobody said we're adding a condition. I think the condition should be listed. I think there's a due process issue with adding one. You need to get notice up front of what the allegations are. I think, as in this report issued by the Supervisor Reese, that it was more related to this failure to report, or not failure to report, but failure to provide address, and it just came up tangentially. But I have no notice or allegation that he committed any crime, and actually, it's all third hand about this supposed threat, and it's talking about Bossier Police when none of that ever happened with the Bossier Police. So I really think there is a due process issue. We went to a preliminary hearing based upon failure to report, failure to provide address, and non-payment of dues. There was no allegation, and I couldn't prepare with him to discuss any.
So my question to you, I have no problem with what you're saying. I agree with you 100%. They should not have added a condition without reserving him with the notice. So do you need any time to prepare, or are you ready to go forward today?
Well, if the board and I understand if they do, wants to take up, that issue about this alleged threat, then because we never received any paperwork from any law enforcement agency about this.
I understand.
It's reported that it was made to Bossier City Police, but it's my appreciation that whatever the comment was made when he was reporting a crime.
Oh, I understand. Yeah, I read it. I know totally when the comment was made. It was nothing to do with this right here. It was prior to them arresting him.
Yeah, I guess. I'm not sure. I never got when the comment was made, but what I don't like about it is it's all secondhand. He was talking about
Okay.
defending himself in general. He wasn't making any threats towards, and maybe somebody put it in there, but I mean, it's all like fourth hand. I don't have the original report from whoever this officer was. And so maybe he's like, because I'm telling you, I've represented about 400 police officers in my career. And if an officer is threatened in the line of duty, or, somebody commits a crime of that nature, they're going to arrest that individual. Okay. I mean, I'm a former assistant DA. And again, I've represented a ton of officers. And I don't think there was, intimidation of a police officer.
We're not going to discuss any of that right now, though.
Okay.
I got what I needed. I'll call for an executive session.
I'll second.
Yes.
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 We want to discuss some of this before we go any further with this hearing. So
Yes,
we're
sir.
going to executive session for just a second.
Absolutely.
So what happened?
Yeah, I'm on a Zoom. They went into executive session, so I might have to break off in a second, but it shouldn't be much longer.
Okay, sir, we're back in session. Is there a motion to go back?
I
in
make a
session?
motion that we get back in session.
Okay, I was handling this hearing, so I'm gonna handle it from here on out. First off, we are not gonna address violation of condition number 4, as we feel it should have been on the preliminary hearing when he was served. If they wanted to add it, he should have been reserved and then retaken up. So they can go back now. If they want to retake it up, they gonna have to redo it, because we're not gonna address that condition today. We do not think it's legal the way it was done. So what we are gonna address is condition number 9 and 10. Okay?
And number 2.
And number 2. So, Mr. Colletta, you
Yes,
failed
sir.
to report to your probation officer for the month of January 2025. How do you plead to that charge?
Sir, say it again.
Failed to report to your parole officer for the month of January.
I reported to the parole officer, and I gave the paperwork that I was released from jail to the secretary or the lady behind the desk, and I asked to speak to my parole officer.
Okay. So you plead not guilty to that, correct?
Yes, sir.
You failed to provide parole officers with a valid address, making it impossible to conduct home visits.
I was homeless at the time.
Okay, do you have a home now?
No, sir.
So where are you gonna go if we release you?
I would have to call my mama and see if she would let me stay there. But now that I've been out long enough and I can return back to the Salvation Army, I would probably try to go back to the Salvation Army.
And they charge you with being delinquent of $441 towards your supervision fees.
Well, sir, I'd like to add something on that. I worked at the I worked at the church.
Okay.
Doing community service and stuff at the church and stuff. My parole officer never said anything that I could do community service and stuff to pay off my fees and stuff, since I didn't have a job. I did do some community service work and stuff at the church on Airline Drive, and that was never brought up. Now
Okay.
does that count for payments and stuff if I done community work?
They allow you to do 20 hours a week. It would count for your fees. Yes, sir.
Okay, the church would I had to sign a piece of paperwork at the church that I volunteered once a week is what that services was on a Wednesday. And that was never mentioned to, I mean, I guess she didn't know about it, or she did know about it. I don't know. I did do some work. I don't know how y'all want to address that.
Okay, I've got my mind. I mean, you were homeless, so it's obviously you wasn't employed probably, or just doing little part-time jobs. So it was probably very difficult for you to make those payments, even if you'd wanted to make them.
I never had no money to make.
I want to bring this up to you now, because I'm gonna bring this up. Regardless, we're not gonna look at the condition, but you do realize you cannot possess firearms, correct?
Well, yes, sir. I understand that now, but my father left me some guns, and I would like to be able to donate them to my son.
That's fine, as long as they're not in your residence or anywhere where you can get to them, where you can do that.
They in my brother's safe. And I want to present them to my son.
Correct. That's fine. You can give them to your son. That's the best thing to do with them. Okay, I have no further questions. I'm ready to vote whenever the panel is.
No questions.
I mean, if they have any questions, Dan?
No question.
But I like to say one other thing on the hearing thing
was
and
trying
stuff
to
that
hold up.
they had us for Monday. They had me for January, February, and March. Every month that I reported every month. I don't miss no monthly reports and stuff. I might not make it on the day because I've had a lot of surgeries and stuff and everything, and it's hard for me to walk and stuff. My back is messed up. So I reported every month. I wasn't like I was just trying to not report and show up. I
Correct.
reported every month I was supposed to report.
Okay. Mr. Bauer, I have no further questions.
No question. All right, are we ready to vote?
Yes, we are.
Mr. Freeman, the case was assigned to you.
Yes, it was. I find him not guilty on condition number 2. I find him guilty on condition number 10, but he had a statement. And guilty on number 9, but my vote today is to reprimand and continue you on supervision.
All right, I realize we're kind of in the middle of the voting. Mr. Brainerd, do you have anything you wanted to add before we finish? You see where it's heading. It's on mute. You on mute?
He's still on mute.
We can't hear you.
Sorry. He did report it was alleged that he didn't come in February, March. He did. He was incarcerated in part of January. He does say he came in there. So, and I see where it's heading. I don't want to belabor anything.
All right. All right. So I also am going to vote to reinstate parole for the same reasons as Mr. Freeman.
Do not revoke.
Do not revoke. Yeah, reinstate.
Reinstate. My vote is to reinstate also.
All right. So
Make sure you report to that probation officer when you turn loose, okay?
Mr. Colletta, today your parole has been reinstated. So you're gonna be able to get out.
Can I ask you another question?
Don't hang yourself.
I have a chance to get a job. Are they closed it now?
Get a job.
They reinstated me.
Hey, you're good, Mr. Colletta. But
Thank you, sir.
report, and make sure they have your address.
Let me ask you a question.
If you change where you're sleeping for one night, you go down.
Committee on Parole is called to order. Today's date is August 19th, 2025. My name is Danny Barra, serving as your chairman today. My colleagues on today's panel are Mr. Tillis to my left and Mr. Freeman to my right. We're still convened at Baton Rouge headquarters, and our remote location now is CADDO Correctional Center. Is there any staff from CADDO in the room there?
Yes, sir, there is.
All right, will y'all please introduce yourselves for the record?
Lieutenant Parker Crockett.
Deputy
Thank-
Ashley Lawson.
All right, thank y'all.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Mitchell, would you please introduce yourself and give us your full name and DOC number for the record?
My name is Herman Mitchell, DOC number 432677.
All right. I see that you were screened at your parole preliminary hearing for appointed counsel and found not eligible for appointed counsel based on Supreme Court guidelines. That carries over to this hearing. You would still not be eligible for appointed counsel. Have you hired an attorney?
No, sir.
Do you want to continue without one?
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm going to read a list of violations to you, and I'm going to ask you to either admit, deny, and you can say with a statement, which means you want to explain it. So we'll go through each one, just ending it with admit or deny, and then we'll ask you for the statements after we go through the whole bunch.
Sir.
The first violation you have is a violation of number 7. Specialist Haynes alleged that Mitchell initially claimed to not know that a minor child was residing in his home, then later recanted and stated that he informed his roommate prior to his arrest on June 17th, 2025, that this would get him in trouble. How do you plead to that violation?
Part of it's true, part of it's not.
Okay, so we're gonna call it not guilty with a statement. You gonna explain it?
Yes, sir.
All right, number 10. Specialist Hayes alleged that Mitchell has a current supervision arrearage of $522 and has not made a payment since September of 2024, currently 9 months behind. How do you plead to that?
It's true. I'm behind on payments.
Guilty. All right. Special condition. Specialist Haynes alleged that Mitchell is on parole supervision for the offense of forcible rape, and his victim was 10 years of age. He is prohibited from contact with minors. On June 13th, 2025, Specialist Haynes received word that there was a minor child living in Mitchell's residence, 7068 Union Street in Shreveport. On June 17th, 2025, it was discovered during a contact with the offender at his residence that his roommate, Christopher Drew, had his 11-year-old son staying at the residence for an indeterminate amount of time. The child was asleep in the residence during that contact. How do you plead to that violation?
Not guilty.
All right. So I'm going to turn this hearing over to Mr. Freeman, who's assigned your case, and he's going to ask you to explain the not guilty pleas.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Herman,
Yes, sir.
tell me, what part of number 7 you say is not true?
The part, could you read it again?
Yeah, that's the one they say that you claimed you did not know the minor child was residing in the home.
That part is true.
Okay, when did you learn that he was residing in the home?
I found out he was in there the morning that they came and arrested me. He was
They
not.
said you recanted that statement. That you said you had told your friend that you needed to get the kid out of it.
I didn't tell him. What I told Mr. Haynes, the morning that they came there to my house, when they came out of the room with Mr. Drew's son, and they put the handcuffs on me, I told him, I said, I did not know that he was in that room asleep. Mr. Drew was sitting in the chair in front of him and told him, he said he did not know. I told him, I said, well, I feel like I'm being set up. I said, because I had no idea that the child was in that room. I said, I told him early that morning that he asked me, where you been? Me and him, he works evenings, nights, and I work evenings. In other words, I work from 2:30 in the evening to 11 o'clock at night. Mr. Drew works from 10:30, 11 o'clock at night to 6 in the morning. We barely even see each other. We've been staying in that house for almost 3 years. The house was rented out to me because we was in the 318 program and a lot of guys weren't paying rent. So the lady that was at the house, she got with the realtors and the realtors let me rent the house out. And I invited him to stay with me because he has nowhere to go. Both of us were sex offenders. Tier 3 sex offender, he was a federal prisoner. We barely even met or even talked to each other in the house. So he hadn't seen me in 2 days. That's how
Got a child living?
Sir?
He's a tier 3 sex offender?
Yeah.
And a child lives with him?
Federal prisoner. You see where I'm coming from? But that's what I was telling him that morning. He asked me, he said, you all right? He said, because I hadn't seen you in a while. The parole officer came by Monday to see you. I was at LSU in the emergency room because I had back pains and my back was hurting so bad. I went to the emergency room that day prior to that. He hadn't seen me in a couple of days. So I told him, I said, I'm all right. I said, as long as I keep up with my stipulations, man, and I was explaining to him my stipulations and everything that was going on. That's how that conversation came up because he felt like I was running from the parole officer or something happened to me and something was wrong.
And that conversation just happened to be on that same day.
That's why I was trying to get Mr. Haynes to realize that it had nothing to do with that because I was unaware of a child was even staying at that residence.
Okay.
They said that the investigation was from the 11th to the 6th. Okay. Both of us are tier 3 or tier 2.
I got you.
Okay.
How long did the guy room with you?
We were staying there before when it was a transition home.
Okay.
So it probably was close to 3 years.
Okay. So when did you start renting the home and allow him to stay with you?
Right after they moved everybody out. So maybe close to about 2 years.
2 years.
Yes, sir.
Never had that kid over there before that?
No, sir. Okay. God honest truth. Like I told Mr. Haynes, I would take a polygraph test. And that's a God honest truth. I did not know that child was in that room sleeping.
Did you make him aware? Did your roommate know that you were not supposed to be around juveniles?
Yeah,
did he know that?
He knew that. When we first, before the house was switched over to me, my first parole officer, Miss Reedy, come to the house and would check on us. And he had, I guess it was his newborn baby or whatever over there. And when Miss Reedy walked in, she just went straight off. She said, don't you know that this violates I can arrest you and him right now? I'm talking about this was like when it was a transition home. We had other people staying in the house.
Right.
So yeah, he knew that. He knew.
How long was the child there?
In the house?
Yeah.
The baby?
No, the boy.
The boy, the 11-year-old boy.
I guess he was there that morning. I don't know. I didn't even know he was in the house. But as far as someone was staying in the house, I had no prior knowledge that somebody was staying at my house. Like I said, that morning when I came home that morning, that's when I seen him talking to him. I didn't even know the child was in the room until Mr. Haynes and them went in there. Well, not even Mr. Haynes, the other parole officer went in there and they came back out with the child. And so Mr. Haynes was like, you knew he was in there. You told me he was in there. I said, no, I didn't, Mr. Haynes. You asked me who was at the house, who stayed there. I gave you an envelope with Mr. Drew's name on there. I said, this is my roommate. This who stays with me. He said that I told him that they are back there. I said, Mr. Haynes, I never told you that. I never said they. I told you Mr. Drew. I said, he didn't go in my room. I didn't go in his room. I said, all the while we were staying at that house, I might have seen him or just go inside with him or talk with him like on a Sunday.
Okay. Were you working?
Yes, sir. I was working at Goodwill Salvage down the street on Union from my house, and I was working at Alloy Piping.
Okay. Why weren't you paying your fees? You just couldn't afford to, or what?
No, sir. I was paying my fees, and well, I fell behind on the fees because I was in the 318 program when I first started. So I thought the program was paying my fees. I wasn't aware when I came from Wade. I did 23 and a half years at Wade. So when I came out, I was in the 318 program. And I basically didn't know that, the procedures for getting the fees paid. So I'm thinking that by them paying for my room and board, I thought they was paying my fees.
Okay, that's not as big an issue as the child, but I just was wondering.
But yeah, I do admit that I did stop paying my fees because after I got diagnosed with the prostate cancer and all this other stuff, I was just going through so much, like I said, that's not an excuse. I fell behind on the fees. I was paying the fees, but they had sent me a letter in the mail showing that I was $403 behind. The other fees just added up since I've been in here, and I just had made up my mind I would just go ahead and go pay the fees off anyway. So I do admit to that part. But the part before the child thing, like I told Mr. Haynes, I promise to God, man, I got sidetracked on it. And I understand his job and his stipulations, and that was my house and my home, really both our homes.
That's what I was gonna say. It's your house. You ought to know who's living.
So if released again, where are you gonna live?
Well, I was going to Magnolia Recovery, which was part of the 318 program, and it was a drug rehabilitation place. And plus, I was taking up sex offender treatment there, and they have what they call transition homes. And my counselor there, Miss Jessica, I had sent word to her that I had a parole board hearing and that I would need somewhere to stay. And they had offered me to go live in one of the homes I wouldn't have to pay no room or board. Only thing I had to do was like be a liaison to the guys in the house. Just make sure that everybody's there and doing everything that they're supposed to be doing in the home. So basically she had told my aunt that if I, get off this board today and come back home, the only thing I had to do was come down there and fill out the application and they would put me in the home, to stay there and be like what they call a resident over the home with the other guys that's in there, which all of them would be sex offenders, like a transition home. So I did do that part.
I have no further question.
If you are released, do you have a job lined up?
Yes, sir. My supervisor at Alloy Piping has constantly been in touch with my aunt, trying to see when my court date is for they can rehire me back. They just had to release me because of the time limit. When I was working for APP Texas Piping, the time limit had elapsed. So they say I voluntarily just, got released from the job because by me being incarcerated, the time limit had elapsed.
All right.
I have no more questions.
Okay.
All right. Mr. Freeman?
All right, Mr. Mitchell, this is one of these. Do I believe you or do I not believe you?
Yes, sir.
It's still one of them. I believe you somewhat.
Yes, sir.
But hopefully this will open your eyes. My vote today is going to be to reprimand you, but you cannot be released until they have a verified residence. So that lady needs to get in touch with Probation Pro and tell them you can come live there. Because they have to approve the residence before I'm gonna let them release you.
I know how they go.
Okay, so that's gonna be my vote today, but there will be no more chances. Now, if you come back again and say, I didn't know the child was in the house, I'm gonna be sorry for you. Because I had all intentions to revoke you today, but I do think there was a little gray area and you were going through a lot of things. So that's my vote today.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Tillis?
My vote's the same. I Do not revoke.
All right, I'm like Mr. Freeman, I was gonna revoke you because I didn't think you were taking this stuff serious enough. But I think maybe a reprimand and another chance might be good enough. So I'm gonna vote with Mr. Freeman and reprimand you, give you another chance, but don't violate any conditions of parole. Well, won't be the same next time.
And it's conditional on that residence, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, so bottom line is today, your parole is gonna be reinstated conditionally upon you providing a approved residence. Good luck to you. This will conclude our business at CADDO Correctional, and we will be signing off, adjourning for the day at 12:18 p.m.
What you want?